Definitely, again, it goes back to my first experience with Holy Cross. Education, the ability to study at really good schools, the ability to be exposed to a variety of cultures, because coming from South Texas, it was very different than being either in Indiana or New England, definitely. Back in South Texas, you were either white, black, or Mexican. And I remember Moreau and then coming out east, the rich diversity of people and the differences in people. I never knew what it was like to be Polish or to be Irish or to any of those things, and it just opened up my doors incredibly. And I learned one of the best lessons, that differences were not value judgments, they were just differences. Mm-hmm. It was difficult. It was very difficult. Initially my first semester at Moreau was tough, but the older I got, the more I began to understand that it was me, and that I had to learn to adjust and to adapt, and people also were adjusting to who I was and stuff like that. But it was just such a culturally a different setting, but with a lot of good support, both in the formation program and in the larger context of Holy Cross. I did it. I should say we did it, because it wasn't my own process, it was the process that I went through with the congregation. Shared prayer, shared table, shared community celebrations, a concern for each other that goes far beyond just, hi, how are ya? Mm-hmm. In the last couple of years, my health has been a little iffy every now and then, and the response of the community has been like totally overwhelming. Even now, hi, how are you? How are you doing? How are things going? And it's just not a question. People really want to know. All of that stuff kind of reminds me of what I had back in Texas, my family. And it's good to be a member of a family, that is concerned for one another. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would say don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think sometimes young people are very confused and conflicted, and developmentally that's where they're supposed to be. And the wrestling with the questions and the struggling with the questions is part of the process. And if you give yourself time, give yourself a little patience, things will start to begin to make sense.